Hey, what's going on everyone? Reggie Haynes again, and this is another edition of Reggie Haynes in Africa. What I'm going to talk about today is my football injuries. Now, for those people watching for the first time, I am a former American football player. I had a brief stint in the NFL where I had a contract offer, but I turned it down. First injury I ever had was this particular injury right here. All right, there is a guy who has played in the NFL, and a lot of people know him by Tank Johnson. We were in middle school, so I was about 13, 14 years old. I ran a play where I fumbled the ball, and what happened next was very scary. To find out, stay tuned. Now, this particular guy already at 14 years old was over 300 pounds. So whenever I fell onto the football, my helmet, now for those people that don't know what an NFL helmet feels like, the face mask is not a weak particular type of material. It is strong. And this face mask was right here on my wrist. And just imagine 300 pounds of a person landing directly on the wrist. The injury was so bad that it shattered my wrist instantly. And what really got me was the stories that I heard after the injury occurred. I was taken straight to the hospital. The doctor had to catch me off guard and pop the bone back in place, but it was still broken. And what happened was the people that talked to me the next day was saying that our football field was so far away from the parking lot. I'm thinking, if you are in Zimbabwe or if you are in a certain part of Africa, just think about 2-3 blocks away from the city limits. That's how loud my bone cracking was heard from certain parents that were waiting to pick up their children from football practice that day. When I heard that, I knew that that was one of the worst injuries that I'll ever experience. Boy, was I wrong. Now, the next football injury was very scary as well. It happened the very next year, and this is what labeled me as an injury-prone player, a player that's always going to have injuries every year. You just don't know when. There was a football player. We were playing a game, and the game was basically over. We had won the game, and I was told to run the football. I ran the football. The whistle was blown, but there's something called a horse collar tackle. When a football player grabs you by the horse collar, which is the back of your collar of your jersey, and he swung me around once, the whistle blew. He swung me around twice, whistle blew again. Whenever the whistle blows, that means that you must stop. On the third whistle, he threw me around and I landed. My whole entire body landed on my humerus bone. It shattered, and everybody in the audience, all I heard was, and then I heard, oh, that's when I knew that I broke my humerus bone. What happened was, with the surgeries for this particular injury with my wrist, I had to have pins inserted into my bones, so that way whenever the bones were growing back, that it can grow properly, so that way my wrist can be in proper form whenever I play football again or just used it. My humerus bone, I had to have a big cast, and in this cast I had to have a 10-pound weight underneath it in order to make sure that my bone was pulled back into the proper position. My last injuries are injuries that I feel like I didn't take care of myself, and that's my fault. As a quarterback, you're always taught to throw. Now, when you're throwing the football, you got to make sure that you are always icing your shoulder after every game, after every practice. I never iced my shoulder one time. I was dating a nurse years later after I retired from football, and we were just sitting down, and I was doing something with my arm, and she heard some crackling, and she did an examination on me, and she said, Reggie, you are bone on bone. And unfortunately, at this time, I was past the age of 20 years old. It has been scientifically proven, whenever it comes in regards to your shoulder, if that tissue is gone in between your bones, you can't really grow it back. So now I'm bone on bone when it comes in regards to my shoulder, because I never took care of it properly. My arm took care of me, I didn't take care of it, and now I'm suffering the consequences. My last injury, this is short and sweet, quick to the point. When it comes in regards to a football play, I was running the football, this was back in 07, 08. Ran the football, and two guys tackled my ankle. My ankle, imagine this being my ankle, and when I got tackled, my whole body leaned this way, my ankle clicked like that, and then I clicked right back. It was like a matter of a second. Ever since then, my ankle has not been the same. So whenever I run, I have to make sure that I am definitely taking care of my ankle. I'm icing it. I've learned my lesson from my shoulder injury, And this video is basically letting everybody know, look, whether you are playing professional sports, whether it be soccer, basketball, baseball, cricket, whatever, whether it be in the motherland or just in general, always make sure that you are safe. Always make sure that you are taking the proper precautions in order to make sure that your body will be fully healed. Because I don't want people living like me, being in your 30s and then also having to deal with injuries for the rest of your life that you have to maintain when you shouldn't have to, had you taken care of your body before you hit the age of 20. Again, this is Reggie Haynes. Might do another video with my team when it comes in regards to the sports injuries that I've experienced or injuries in general. Thank you guys for watching. And for those people that want to sponsor or support us, the information is in the description below.